Okay, so I've switched over games successfully now. Apologies for that. I did not realise that it would boot us out, so here we are. Did you have to go back into the stream? That's what I want to know. Did you have to... Yay, Queen's back. Hey Queen, how are you going? I want to know, guys, did you have to use the link again to get back in, or when it switched over, did it sort of just go seamlessly? I want to know that, because I've never actually done two different games on the same stream. Stream restarts on its own. Okay. Oh, that's good then. Good to know. So, you don't need to stop stream to switch. No, I didn't though, Queen. So what happened was, when I exited out of that game and I opened up the new game, it just, my PlayStation 4 console automatically stopped the broadcast, and then I had to restart it on my share button. So when I restarted it, I don't know if the viewers could just sort of stay on that page and it's transitioned, or did you have to click back into it to get back into it? I don't know if that makes sense for people. Do you know, Mystic? Can you let me know what happened? Would be helpful. But anyway, Twitch would hold you here until you rebroadcast it again. You may not get any visual. Okay, yeah, probably just cut off the visual and audio channels. So you'd still be in the chat room, I suppose. I don't know where Mystic is. Hello? Are you still here, Mystic? Are you still here, Katarina? I don't know. Come back, Mystic, come back. Hello. Okay, you're there. Phew. so what, please, if you please answer my question. I want to know, Mystic, when that broadcast got cut and I restarted the new broadcast, what did it look like for you? Were you just sort of on a black screen until the new broadcast came on, or did you have to re-enter it? Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know if just like my messages aren't working, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Is Um, Anyhow, so... Oh, hello Katerina. I was trying to ask you guys, because I wasn't aware. I would have warned you if I knew it was going to just cut the stream like that. So I was wondering, when it cut and then I rebroadcasted, were you left at just a blank screen? Or did it kick you out and you had to rejoin the stream to get back into this second one? Because if it had a black screen, it would sort of just restart itself and you'd stay in the chat room, but it was blue. Okay. But after it's blue, did it just come back again to ABZû? You just waited and it restarted, or did you have to actually use the link to black screen with arrows kicked out? Oh, okay, so it did actually boot you out, Katerina. Yeah, alright, that's good to know for next time, because yeah, you had to okay, right, that's very good to know for next time then, because it kind of sounded like I was finished, and I wasn't. I was just finished that part of the stream. I never end things that abruptly, you know. I would say, oh, you know, thanks for joining and good night and have a nice time. I don't just say I wouldn't be that brutal. Anyhow, I'm glad that that's sorted out. Let's not dwell on this any longer. Okay, so what we're going to do is jump into ABZû and use this backdrop as our canvas for our meditation tonight. Interesting story. So my colour for summer had been pink, and then for winter I sort of just got pulled into the colour of orange, and specifically marigold, and I was talking about it to my friend, and she said that for her the second chakra in yoga represents the colour orange and represents creativity, creative expression, individual expression, water, and flow. And that was very interesting because sort of unknowingly I'd gravitated towards this colour, which was quite representative of this season where I am right now, where I'm sort of focusing more on creative expression through these YouTube videos and Twitch streaming and that sort of thing. And in ABZû here we've been playing, and that's in water and it's flowing, and here we are at the orange level. So that's sort of my preface for tonight. And what we're going to be doing is focusing on sharing loving kindness towards ourselves, towards people we love, towards the world. And we're going to do this to focus on spreading peace, especially in a time where our globe is facing an international crisis, where we're all in this joint effort together to face up against what's going on in the world. So although this might not have a direct impact on what's going on, by focusing our attentions towards peace and towards love, I hope that during your daily life that will flow out into how you relate to people around you, how you might share love and kindness to those around you. and maybe even inspire them to keep showing that and moving that on towards others. So when we meditate, often we will find a quiet space where we can sit without interruption. That might be your bedroom, might be your office, might just be a quiet space in your home or outside somewhere. And find a place where you can sit that's quiet, and when you're ready, just slowly closing your eyes. And let's bring our focus to the sounds in ABZû. The light music, the whooshing water, the bubbly sounds as each of those fish waggle their tails. And now gently shifting your attention to the breath. Breathing in and out. And if your mind begins to wander, as it often does, just gently refocusing that attention back onto the breath as your point of focus. And what we might like to do is just start counting each of those breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, and at the very end of that out breath, counting 1. In, then out, and 2. Continue on counting until you reach 5. And once you reach 5, starting once again at 1. And what we might start to notice is that after a few times of counting, the mind starts to find itself being able to focus on that one point. And if you are noticing the mind beginning to wander, Just gently shifting it back. Now, what we might like to start with tonight is focusing on directing that love toward yourself. Thanking yourself for all the hard work that you do each and every day. Channeling that love and respect for yourself. Accepting yourself as you are tonight. Whatever imperfections you might bring with you. And just noticing who you are, what you bring to your world around you. Often just taking this time to recognize yourself can be a vulnerable activity. Being open to yourself simply as you are, not who you ought to be, who you should be, who others might expect you to be, but simply recognizing who you are now. And thanking yourself for taking this time out now for yourself. We're just going to repeat 3 short blessings over yourself. You can repeat these at your own time. May I be happy. May I be loved. May I be at peace. May I be loved. May I be happy. May I be at peace. And now, what I want you to do is try to picture the face of someone that you like, that you enjoy being around, that bring you a lot of joy in your life. Think of this person now in your mind's eye, picturing their face. Maybe it's smiling, maybe it's laughing, whatever it is, just picture them as they are. And think a little bit about what it is about this person that you like. What is it about this person that brings you pleasure? Maybe it's the way they laugh. Maybe it's some of the activities you enjoy doing together with them. Maybe it's the way they bring the best side out of you. Whatever it is, think about some of these qualities that you enjoy about this person. How often just the very practice of bringing to mind someone, what they do, even though it's in the past, is experienced in the mind as if it's happening presently at this very moment. And this can have the power to bring us joy. Now, what I want you to do is think of the face of someone who you dislike. The face of someone you dislike. Keeping your eyes closed now. Freeing your mind of all distractions. Shifting back slowly to that point of focus. And see if with this person you can think of just something. It might be something very small about this person, but just bring to mind one thing that you can appreciate about this person, even though there's many other things about this person that you dislike that might irritate you, that might frustrate you. Let's see if together, keeping our mind open, we can reflect on just one small characteristic that we can validate in this person. Now this might come as a challenging activity, and that's completely fine. Our minds often have a negativity bias towards finding things that we don't like about people. So often the very act of switching that and looking for something positive in something disliked is a practice that challenges our brain, how it's usually geared to wire. So just giving yourself that time. And now see if this one person, this one thing about them, you can speak a word of encouragement to this person. A word of blessing instead of a word of curse over this person's life. May you be happy. May you be blessed. May you be at peace. And now, shifting our attention even more outwards to the whole world together as a whole cohesive unit, thinking about all the many people that live in this big, large world, and all the varied jobs and roles that each one takes on. Thanking them for the role that they play, even ever so small, that they might have in your life. And now let's say a word of blessing over the whole world. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. So taking together the love for ourselves, the love for someone near and dear to you, the difficult appreciation for someone who's challenging, and finally sharing that love to the whole world, appreciating that act of developing love, kindness and peace toward the world. And now, when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, bringing your attention back to the room around you. So, how did you find tonight's meditation? Bit different from last time, where we focused on the breath and the body scan. This time focusing on love for ourselves and for the world. I can see Queen found it difficult to keep the attention on her breath, and that's okay. That's something that we as people practicing this skill comes over time. That simple act of continuing to refocus our attention can help to redevelop that ability to sustain focus. And even too, changing it up from the breath as our point of focus to counting fish is a perfectly acceptable way of developing our attention. There are lots of different strategies for helping us maintain that attention. So that's a good point you've put through there, Queen. Mystic loves the ambience of the game, and that helps too. The music and the visuals and the sound help us to relax and keep that attention as well. How about focusing on developing appreciation for someone difficult in our lives? How did we find that practice? Did we find that difficult? Did we find that easy? Did we find it seamless? How did we find that? So Queen found that it can be difficult and distracting to have to shift the focus onto someone who had hurt her in some way. She found that it developed negative energy for her because she was focusing on doing the meditation for herself. Whereas perhaps an alternative perspective could be that the aim could be to redirect negative attention that is generated from thinking of that person into a positive way of relating and considering that relationship. I can see that Katerina's phone just died off there, so she's rejoined the chat here. And Queen says that the word dislike for her broke the positivity of the meditation. So what we can see there is that different words carry different connotations for different people. Some words can be triggering for people, and some words can bring other thoughts or feelings. So the way that language is used can be a big influence on the way that people think and the way that people relate to one another. And I thank everyone for providing their feedback. That's how we learn and grow together, is by sharing these thoughts and feedback. Different meditations have different experiences for different people. And Queen's brought up another good and interesting point for discussion, is that we as people have a choice of what we can invest our energy into. So maybe the shift of focus can be an abrupt moment for people, and that's something that can be challenging when we're being led by different meditator guides, is that each guide will direct the meditation in different ways, and this can be something that's not experienced well by some and might be experienced well by others. So depending on which meditation guide that we're led by in each session, our experience of that practice can be very different too. So I do appreciate what Queen has raised there. And it's always interesting to see how different people experience different meditations. I would like to clarify a little bit more the reasoning for why I chose to do that tonight. I think often what we find as we're going about life is, as much as we try to develop our own positivity outside of our own control. Sometimes we encounter people who are difficult and who are challenging, and to no fault of our own, these difficult people can come and interrupt our flow and interrupt our energy. And so my intuition for this guidance was trying to take that negative energy that this person's placed on us and think of ways that we might be able to reshape that experience into something more positive, that we might be able to respond to in a different way, and that by changing our response, that might help to continue channeling that energy through a positive space through to the world where it's uninterrupted and unhinged. But in saying that, I do appreciate that each person experiences these meditations in different ways. Now, for the remaining 20 minutes that we have here together tonight, I'd like to take us back through some of the earlier chapters here in this game, because I know last fortnight we went through some of the later levels in the game, so I thought we might take a little look at some of the early levels here. You're welcome, Queen. Good night, Mystic. A beautiful frozen castle. Or a coral castle, perhaps. So it seems that we've returned back to our orange setting where we started off before. So I think before I end tonight's stream, I'd just like to send out some final love and kindness tonight, specifically to H2O Queen, because I do appreciate that the activity of thinking of positive energy towards someone who's challenging is a difficult activity. And I also respect that each individual brings different expectations to what might unfold in each meditation setting, and sometimes when those expectations aren't met the way we think they are, it can be a bit jarring. So I think it's nice to send some final well wishes to H2O Queen, that tonight as she settles down for her movie, that she'll be able to relax and unwind tonight before she settles in for the evening. And something I also like to do for streamers that I enjoy is giving a shout out. So what I'd like to do is give a shout out to H2O Queen. She's another fellow Australian streamer who streams at the moment Phasmophobia and Ghost Hunter's Core. You can check her out there on her profile, and she puts a lot of good positive vibes into her streams. So I'd appreciate if you'd all follow her there, share her some love as well, because I know she puts a lot of effort into her streams, and she's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. So I'd love to see her reach 1,000 subscribers or followers one day on Twitch, and on and beyond. She puts a lot of effort into her streams, and I know it would mean the world to her if she got a few extra follows tonight. So thank you again for everyone tuning in tonight. It's been a great pleasure you all joining here with me tonight. My motivation for streaming is always to give as much as I can to others, because I'm a big believer in that it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. So first and foremost, I do this to share love and positivity with you all, but in the process I do say that I end up being as much blessed by you and maybe even more blessed by you than I am to you. So I do thank you for that. I thank you for your participation, for joining me here, and I hope that maybe in some small way I might be able to share something with you. So I wish you all well. I pray for good rest tonight for everyone, and a final blessing of peace to this broken world. I hope that you might all join me again next Thursday as I stream a different game, different setting to tonight. It is a more fast-paced game. It'll be set in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is free running on rooftops in the city of Glass. So it might not be to everyone's liking, but I hope that some of you might join me there next Thursday. But thanks again for everyone tuning in. Good night to you as well, Katerina. Thank you for your love, and you stay safe as well. Take care, everyone, and good evening.